Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and I think we're still close enough to Easter to justify using Olimar's fantastic image of a couple of decorated Easter eggs here, which is an incredible puzzle that Olimar has created this using just regular lines, a couple of dots which help decorate the eggs. It's a lovely idea and very appropriate just after I told the story of my pigeons laying their eggs in the window box. Now, I won't be back in my flat till Monday to check out how they're getting on, but I hope they're okay. I'll let you know if I can find anything out. We'll be checking that. But don't forget that on Patreon, there's still plenty of time to have a go at Dangerous to Know, our hunt about, well, supervillains, basically. Try and save the world by solving puzzles for us. Join us on Patreon for loads of extra content. And I've put up my solves of the other one-up puzzles this was from a couple of days ago, Rodolfo Kirchen's new daily one-up puzzle. And I had a go at all the example puzzles, and that's on Patreon as well. And where else could you get such great content generally? Rhetorical question, but also why not check out our apps? There are 9 of them. They include, our latest is Line Sudoku, which features a lot of these region sum lines and German whisper lines, as in this puzzle, because they are great fun to play with in variant Sudoku. And there's loads of other apps too, but there's also SUDOKU PAD in our merch. And the first link under the video is to this puzzle by Olimar, who often sets quite difficult ones, so I approach it with a little trepidation. It's called Cracking the Easter Eggs. We will see why in a moment. So what are the rules? Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box, as per normal. Now, digits a king's move apart, as in chess, must be different. So these 2 cells highlighted cannot contain the same digit. Now, if I was in my flat, I would have my red king, who I suppose is called Kingy McKingface, but here I've had to make do with my own set, and this is going to be my guide today to try and remind me when I forget that the king's move rule applies. So I'm calling him Old King Cole. He's going to sit beside my PC screen and tell me when I'm forgetting to apply the king's move rule. Now, on a green line, adjacent digits must differ by at least 5, so you could put 1 and 6 in those cells, but not 3 and 7. That's a German whisper. Box borders divide the blue line into equal sums. So those 3 digits will equal the same as those 3, the same as those 2, the same as those 3. For this line, we're looking at a different sum. Black dot digits are in a 1 to 2 ratio. The digits on the white dot are consecutive. Not all dots necessarily given, of course. That is a summary of the rules. Give it a try. And it's time for me to start. Let's get cracking. Okay, so do we start with the green or the blue line? Which egg is better? Let's start with this cell. This digit is 6, 7, 8 or 9 because it's adding 3 in various guises. And it's adding various guises is a key phrase suddenly. It was what just occurred to me, but it's accurate because if this 6 or 7 only had one makeup possible of 3 digits. Now, first of all, I should have explained the reason I know that this is at least 6 is because these 3 digits, say, have to be different. They have to be at least 1, 2, 3. And that adds up to 6. So that's why 6 was the minimum. Now, if it was 6 and these were 1, 2, 3, these digits would also be 1, 2, 3. But now you would have 4 digits in column 9 that were all 1, 2, 3, and that's a meaningless concept. That couldn't work. The same is true if this was 7, because you'd have to have 1, 2, 4, and you'd have 4 of them that were 1, 2, 4. So it has to be able to be made up in different guises. So this digit is 8 or 9. And I suppose in German whisper terms, that's high. Now, what I was thinking about trying to work out is whether this digit, and I suppose this digit, whether either of them could be high. because to be high and yet be in a sum that added up to 8 or 9, they would have to be a 6. Okay, what I haven't done, and I'm about to remedy the gap now, is to explain some basics about German whisper lines. So you can skip ahead 20 seconds if you want. German whisper lines can never contain a 5 because no digit next to a 5 can maintain the difference relationship. Similarly, once you don't have 5 on a line, every digit is a higher digit than 5 or a lower digit, and they must alternate going along a line because otherwise the difference won't be maintained. And finally, 4s and 6 are quite difficult to place on these lines. They mustn't be in a position where their two neighbours can see each other. If that was a 4, its neighbours would both be 9. So those are the 3 useful things to know about German whispers before you approach them. And that alternation, well, no, digits are therefore high or low. And I was wondering, can I characterize all these as low, or could there be a 6 in one of these digits? And I've just realized something really important. Right, I mentioned that digits alternate between high and low. So if we imagine that those are green and these are purple, and either purple is low and green is high, or the other way around, what we find is that one of the digits on the green line is high. And therefore it is a 6, and therefore it's going with a 2 and a 1, and therefore this is a 9, and we've got a digit in the puzzle. Now, which one is a 6? If that was a 6, this is a 1, this is a 2-1 pair. We haven't broken the king's move rule yet. If this is a 6, if this is a 6, this is a 1, but this is a 1-2 pair. And now you've put 2 1s in the box, and that is not a 6. This is a 6. This is a 1, that's a 2, that's a 1. We're away, we're in clover, we're buzzing. We've got more high digits and some low ones. And now I'm going to do what I should probably, oh hang on, first of all, that is a 3 or a 4. This is 8 or 9. This one sees both of these, sorry, it sees both of those cells. Oh, and we've got a set in the box and a 1 there. This set adds up to 9. They don't use 1, so that's a 2, 3, 4 triple. I don't really know why I'm colouring. The colouring is going to matter on this line, which is where I actually was planning to start. Let's colour alternately, just as we did for the other line. We'll make those green and these purple, and see if we can now relate, see if we can relate these to high and low. Oh, it's all going to come down to this group of cells. Right, if this is low, if purple is low, this digit is going to be a 3, and this is going to be an 8-9 pair, and we're going to know which way round they go. And that seems quite unlikely. This would then become 2 or a 4. Right, I was going to say that if this is a 3, the reason we know which way round 8, 9 go is because of our old friend, old King Cole, who is telling me that that 9 sees that cell by the king's move. So it couldn't be another 9. The alternative to purple being low, which I thought was quite constrained, is that green is low. And look what happens then. This is a 3-4 pair because we've already had 1 and 2 in the box. It must be. And that would have to be a 9 in the middle because it would see a 4. But, which of these could be a 4? And the answer is neither. That's rather beautiful. If that was a 4, that would be a 9, and it's not allowed to be. If that was a 4, both of these would have to be 9, and they're not allowed to be, as I explained at the start. We call 4 sometimes a monogamous digit because it can only have one partner. Anyway, we've worked it out now. Purple is low. That was the sort of constrained version I was considering at the start and thought wasn't true. But this is a 3. This is 8, because it can't be 9 by the king's move. That's 9. Now, can we populate? We probably can't populate the rest of this egg. We can take 3 out of that cell. This one, it sees 3 and 1, including the king's move. So this can't be 6, unsurprisingly. This one, don't know. Oh, this is good. This sees 1 and 2 again. This is the last low digit in its row. So that's 3 or 4. This has to be 8, and then this has to be 3. This is great. Now this is 8 or 9. I was going to write 9 in, but look what happens on this line. I cannot write 9 in here because of old King Cole. What am I talking about? I'm talking about if I made those 2 digits the same on this line, that would mean that these 2 digits had to be the same to make the total the same in both boxes. They can't be the same because of the King's Move rule. So that is not allowed to be the same as that, which is a lovely extension. 8 there, 9 over the other side of the grid. This digit is, it sees 3 and 1. It's not allowed to be 4. That's a 2. This is 7 or 9. This one, is any low digit. And this one is 1, 2 or 3. So we got a lot of the big green line done. Now, what's happening on the blue line? This digit is 1 higher than this one. We've got 4, 5 and 7 to place. Actually, that means that can't be 7. This can't be a 7. Yes, because this, we've got 8 plus x equals 9 plus y. So x is 1 more than y. This can't be an 8, so that's not a 7. This is now 5 or 6. And that is 1 less, 4 or 5. I can't see how the King's Move rules on that particularly. Now let's candidate up box 6. 8 in one of those, 6 in one of those 3, 5 or 7 somewhere else. What do we do next? Oh, we've got a triple up here that add up to 9, and they're not 2, 3, 4 because we needed a different guise, didn't we? So in fact, this digit is 1, 5 or 6, so they couldn't be 2, 3, 4. And they must have a 1 in one of those cells. It's either 1, 3, 5. Oh, that would be very interesting. It's either 1, 3, 5 or 1, 2, 6. I'll tell you why 1, 3, 5 would be very interesting. Because the odd digit on this white dot then couldn't be 1, 3, 5 or 9. Each white dot, because it has consecutive numbers, has 1 odd digit and 1 even digit. The odd digit on this, if this is a 1, 3, 5, which it might be, the odd digit is a 7. Now the even digit can't be 8, so the even digit would be 6. And then both of those cells would see this one. And 7 and 6 there would make that a 5, make that a 1. Make that a 3, make that a 5. It would still work. Okay, I was wondering if it would break quickly. It didn't. So this is 7 or 6, 7, 6, if that's 1, 3, 5. But hang on, what if this is 1, 2, 6? That's nice. If this is 1, 2, 6, which contains 2 even digits, then the even digit on this white dot can't be 2, 6, or 8. So the even digit would be 4. But that would go with 5 or 3. Oh, look, 3 is looking at that digit. I hadn't seen that. I can fill these in just like that. So if there's a 4 on it, if this is 1, 2, 6, that's the 4 because it can't be here by the knight's move. So this is either a 6, 7 pair in some order, or that's 4 and this is 3 or 5. That may not be very helpful, but anything I learn I want to pencil mark, and that's not too many digits in a pencil marked cell for me. Now this pair adds up to 9. Oh, this pair is a black dot pair. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is just some tidying up of Sudoku. So that can't be a 4 now. These are from 5, 6, 7, 9. One of them is a 9. In this row, we've got 1, 4, 5, and 7 to place. And in this row, that's 4, 5, 6, or 7. That didn't really help, actually. Let's have a look at the black dot then. Right, it can't be a 2, 4 pair, because that would immediately break this cell. It would leave it no candidates. So I'm worried that if this is a pair of even digits, then the 4 even digits all get used up. One of these two must be even because we've got 2 digits adding up to 9. And, oh look, 6 is looking at that digit. Look, 6 is in one of these cells now. That's not 6. Also, oh, that's now odd. This must be even. Right, also, one of these two is a 6, and this digit can't be 6 or 3. The 3 because of the king's move. So this pair is not a 6-3 pair. That's one of them ruled out. Anyway, I think all the other pairs are possible, 1, 8, 2, 7, and 4, 5. Now, I was looking at this. Right, this cannot now be a 4-8 pair because you would have 4-8 here, 2 there. The even digit on this pair would have to be a 6, but we've just worked out this cell can't be 3 or 6. So that's not a 4-8 pair and it's not a 2-4 pair. It's either a 1-2 pair in that order or it's a 3-6 pair, which would impact this cell. So can it be a 1-2 pair? If it's 1-2, that's a 4. Then the even digit is going to have to be 8. And that's going to need another 1. That doesn't work. That's beautiful. Oh, Olimar is a class act, I have to tell you. These aren't just prettily decorated Easter eggs. This is a beautifully made puzzle. Right, if that was 1-2 there, this would be 4. What's the even digit on here? We know it's not 6 because this cell can't be 3 or 6. We've worked that out. It also then, if this is 1, 2, 4, remember, it couldn't be 8 because that would need another 1 in the row. So this is not a 1-2 pair. This is definitely a 3-6 pair. That takes 3 out of that cell. Remember the king's move. They're both looking at this. This is a 5. That's a 4. And now this line adds up correctly. 13 versus 13. This cell sees 4 and 5. And now we can take, oh, we can take 7 and 5 out of those cells. They're basically done. 8, 6, 7 there because we've got 5 in the row and we've finished boxes 5 and 6 somehow. That one is a 4. This one sees that by the king's move. I haven't forgotten the king's move. Old King Cole's done his job today. Now, this is not a 3-6 pair because of that. It's not an 8-1 pair because this cell can't be 1 or 8. So it's either 4-5 that way round or 2-7 the other. And that's going to use the other digit from 2-4 that's not in this cell. So this can't be from 2-4, 1-6-9 or 8, and it can't be 3. So that's 5 or 7. And that's going to use the other digit. Now this is a 2-4-5-7 quad now. Is this right? Did I get that right? This one can't be 1, 2, 6, 9 or 8. It can't be 3 in the row. Yeah, and it can't be 4 because that's going to get used up. So we've created a 2-4-5-7 quad, and this one becomes 9. And the perimeter digits in row 7 are a 1-8 pair that I don't think are resolved. Tell me if I'm missing something. Well, you wouldn't, but I wouldn't really want you to. Now, that can't be 7 anymore. Is there a king's move operating here? Oh, hang on. Wasn't it going to be... Yes, okay. Right, the simple way to see this is this triple couldn't be 2, 3, 4 because of that cell in the column. Now it can't be 1, 3, 5 because of that cell. So it is 1, 2, 6. And I don't know the order unless I do. No, I don't. It's 1, 2, 6, but that makes this cell a 4. Oh, and that doesn't resolve this cell. But it did resolve that one. And that fixes our quadruple down here. 7, 5, 2, 4 on the whisper gives us 9. And a lot of, oh, the 2 down there, actually I didn't see that, gives us 1, 6, 2. And all my lines are done in the whole puzzle apart from these 2 cells, which these candidates will resolve in due course. I'm going to get rid of the colouring because it's kind of done its job. The rest of the colouring in the puzzle is not going to be about high and low. It's just going to be digits. Now, we're almost certainly, knowing Ollie, going to have to use King's Move to finish off this puzzle. 2, 1, 4, 5, 8, 7, 9, 3, and 6 to place in column 7. 7. Oh, okay. I should actually focus on the cells that are kind of on borders of boxes, because they're the ones that have the extra King's Move constraint. Oh, I nearly got the right highlighting there. Never mind. What can this be? Can't be 8, 3, 9, 4, 6 or 2, 5 on the King's Move. That is 1 or 7. This one sees all of those 3, 6, 9 and 8, 4 and 2 in the column. 2, 5, I think. Sorry, I'm not getting on very well here. 9, 2, 6, 1, 5. Right, we can place 4 in column 6 because the King's Move stops it being there. Then we have 3, 7, 8 still to place in the column. Right, how about this column? I haven't got the black dot resolved. That can't be a 1 anymore by Sudoku. 5, 4, 7, 9. This one is 3 or 6. Five, 4, 7, 9. Oh, that's a pair with that. Yeah, that works. So this is now 2 or 1. We've got 1, 2, and 8 left to place in the column. And that's not actually that helpful. Weirdly. Now, 5 is definitely in one of these 2. Don't focus on those cells. They're less useful than others. Okay, let's try and mark up this column, although it doesn't look very markable to me, or very remarkable. It's difficult. I'm not really getting anywhere with that. Oh look, 8 in box 2 is now definitely in one of those cells. This one is 3, 5, or 8, I reckon. 7, 2, 6, 4, 3. There's definitely a 4 in those. Only one of these can be a 3 by the King's Move. Therefore, one of these 2 is a 3. That must be right. Exactly one of those 2, not both of them. What does that mean? I don't really know. It means none of those cells can be 3 because they see them all. Oh, well, that's quite interesting. If none of those cells can be 3 in box 2, because one of those is a 3, then the only places for 3 in box 2 are these 2, I reckon. Does that do anything? Not quite. Okay, what else have we got? 6, 4, 2, 3. We've got a 7 up here. These are from 5, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, I'm not really finding anything much here. Maybe I should be looking somewhere else. 4, 5, 9. This box might be interesting. 8 and 3 go on the outsides. I don't know. I'm probably missing something very obvious. Sorry. Come on, Mark. You can figure it out. Let's just take it easy and get it done. There's no panic. There's no need to get excited. 6 foot. Well, you can always get excited by Sudoku. I have no problem doing that, if I'm honest. Right, this one is not resolved. That one is not resolved by the... Have I got a quad or something here? Yes, look at that. That's a 1, 2, 5, 7 quad. I have got exactly a quad here. So that's a 3. Now one of those is a 3, and neither of these is a 3 by the king's move, and that fixes them. 8, 7, 3 there. That's a 6. These aren't 3s. Not sure I know what they are. 6 is now in one of those 2 cells in box 1. 8 has to be here in box 2. That fixes this as a 5. 8, 6, 4, 3, 9. This is 5 or 7 in this cell. And this is 1, 2 or 7. So that's the only place for 5. 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. Well, the 8 in this row is easy to place. In fact, that's become 9. That's a 7 in the corner. This is a 1. The 1, 8 in that perimeter is fixed. This 3, 6 black dot is done. This is not an 8. These are from 1, 2, 6. Oh, 7 up there is placing 7 in box 2. How weird that there's a 1, 2 pair left. Oh, 7 has come out of that cell. This is a 4, 7, 9 triple. That's a naked 9 with a 4, 7 pair just inside it. I don't think the knight's move fixes them. This is 2 or 3. Oh, look, I've got that 6 on the black dot, sorting out 9 and 6. I keep looking for knight's move action and not finding it. 6 is now here. That's not a 6. This is 1, 2, or 3. How is that not tidied up already? Don't know. Right, down here, 5, 9 pair. Actually, they're resolved, so that is a good place to look. That's not a 9. This is a 3, 6 pair. They're not resolved. This is a 4, 8 pair. They are resolved. 4, 8. That 4 does this number on the whisper line 2. I wonder if that is going to finish off the other whisper line. No, it doesn't. This is not a 2. One of these is a 7. That's here. This is 1 or 3. Okay, coming down this row, this column, this is a 4. So that fixes 7 and 4. Now I've got 1 or 5 here and 1, 3 or 5 in the corner. Is there more? Yes, look at the king's move there. Thank you, old King Cole. 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 1, 5, 3 in the corner. Hurrah! Losing its religion. 2 and 5, 2 on the whisper, and a 1 to finish with. That's not quite as bad as Ollie's normal difficulty level for me. So great puzzle. 100 people in 6 days. So that's been popular wherever it's been posted. Excellent stuff from Olimar, a wonderful constructor of beautiful puzzles yet again today. An absolute joy to be able to have a go at it. Thank you for watching us, as always, on Cracking the Cryptic. Hope to see you again soon on the channel. Bye for now.